Now this may come as a surprise to some of you, but I am not actually a medically trained doctor. Now, that said, I am going to give some sort of medically adjacent advice today, but take it with a grain of salt because, as I mentioned, I didn't actually finish medical school. I never began medical school, but I also never finished medical school. All joking aside, I want to talk about noise-canceling headphones, a little bit about the physics behind it and what a potential problem might be for those of you that are using them in a certain way. Some of you might already see where I'm going with this, but basically I'm speaking to anyone that has either noise-canceling headphones or noise-canceling earbuds like the AirPods Pro and uses them while in loud environments or uses them while practicing or playing drums. Now I'm surprised at how popular it is actually to practice with noise-canceling headphones. I've tried using the noise cancellation features on these while playing, and there are several reasons why I don't use it. One of them being that the drums just sound really, really bad. And the reason for that is the same reason why noise cancellation headphones work in the first place, because they are actively canceling out frequencies. So they hear the sound of your drums coming in, and then they are actively trying to cancel out that noise, and what's left is usually not a very flattering picture of the kit. But let's back up a little bit and talk about how noise cancellation works in the first place. Those of you that are into recording are probably already familiar with the idea of phase, things being in or out of phase, and then phase cancellation, which is really where we're headed here. But this is all relating to the physics principle that states that if we have a wave that is at its peak, and then we have an equivalent wave that we encounter at its trough, those two waves are going to cancel each other out. And this is true of waves in all mediums, but if we're talking about sound waves, what that's going to mean for us experientially is that if those two waves cancel out, we hear nothing. So that's what phase cancellation is. If you hear a sound source, if you hear that wave, then you also hear the exact same wave that is slightly displaced. You're actually going to end up hearing nothing. This is what's going on in noise canceling headphones. The headphones are actively listening to the environment, analyzing those sound waves, and then generating the equivalent but opposite or equivalent but out of phase signal that it's piping into your ears at the same time so that you effectively hear nothing. Now, conceptually, this is fascinating to me, but in terms of using active noise canceling headphones while you're doing something like playing drums, there's two reasons I would maybe caution you against doing that. One is that the drums probably sound bad because the headphones aren't listening to the best frequencies of the drum set and letting them through. It's just trying to cancel out as much as it can, and most of the time that's going to result in the drums sounding not so good. The other reason I would caution you from doing this is because, as far as I'm aware right now, the research is limited on what the effects are potentially down the line of piping in not only the original audio, but also the phase canceled audio into your ears at the same time. I don't know if there are potentially negative side effects of piping in that original noise and then the anti-noise to cancel it out, especially when you're dealing with loud sounds coming in and then also having to create an equal and opposite anti-noise frequency to counteract it. I would just be a little bit hesitant for the sake of trying to preserve my ears. Now, if there's good research on this, please point me towards it. I would be really, really interested to see it. And I'm hoping that there's research that comes out that totally vindicates noise canceling headphones. So I'm not telling you what to do one way or another. I just wanted you to be aware of the way noise cancellation works if you weren't already. First of all, just because it's interesting, and second of all, because you might want to be cautious when using them when practicing drums or in other loud environments. So if you have any questions, or if you know more than me about the subject, which is not unlikely, then feel free to comment down below. I'd love to get a discussion going. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.